Hello everyone! Sorry, tad bit delayed starting. I was all getting set up. Whoa, I hear an echo. And my mother-in-law stopped by right as I pressed my start button. So, it happens. Everyone knows I'm home, so people just stop by to drop stuff off. Alright. Sorry, let me switch. There we go. So I didn't get everything set up. It's all set up now. Oh, I'm in the wrong solution though, because I'm trying to decide what to work on today. I think I'd like to keep working on some Comet controls. I think that'd be a good use of time. Try and build out some controls. I don't want to keep working on the Skia text field for now. That one's just not that much fun, and I need to do it. I've just procrastinating it. What I was doing was working on Blazor stuff today, but I don't know that enough, and I'm spending a lot more time reading than I am actually coding, so I figured that'd be kind of boring. So if you have thoughts or ideas on what controls to work on, I might jump over and just start working on the progress bar, because the progress bar is going to be almost identical to the slider. And we did add those styles, but we aren't actually using them for anything but Skia right now, so maybe we'll implement some of that stuff elsewhere. But yeah, maybe I'll just work on the progress. Unless anyone has ideas on what you want me to work on, I will work on those things instead. All right. So let's switch to my screen. Yay, everything switched and looks good. Water's out of reach. Although I just went and got a Mountain Dew, so why do I need water? Okay, so let's jump in here. Skia controls. Let's start on progress. We already have a progress bar, and I had to redo some of these controls to make. Well, no, progress isn't interactive, so I won't have to redo that one. But like the way the stuff works with bindings is in Skia, there's nothing to hold the state, and so I had to do some extra things and change some things around, but progress won't need that. So let's look at our progress control, which should be under controls. We have a progress view, or progress bar, and all it really has is a value. That's it. And what's in there is indeterminate. I actually don't know what that means on a progress bar. Where is that being used? Maybe something's using that inside the handlers. It is. Okay, there's a value for that. Let's Google. Um, Actually, if we jump here, it might tell us in the. Oh, oh, an indeterminate progress. They're making it be like there is no value. It's just spinning. Hmm. I'd almost separate those out into two different controls. Maybe we will. What does Android do? Android has a way of saying that, so it just cycles through. But if it's not determinate, why in the world would you set it to a value? What happens? Hmm, I'm confused on that. We are going to refactor that out because that doesn't make sense. We'll add a spinner. I like spinners. Everyone needs a spinner. So do I fix progress first? Actually, no, we won't need to fix progress. Let's do this. Let's go to, and also I'm wearing a hoodie today because it is cold. My watch says -8, earlier it was -10, and my office is cold. I like my office, typically it's colder than everywhere else in the house. It's probably like 65 in here right now, but I don't know, I feel cold today. Computers have not warmed it up enough. All right, so we're gonna open up Skia. We'll jump into here and let's add a new Skia control. Actually, all right, so we're gonna do, oops, no, not that. Let's just do a new class. Add new class. And we're gonna call this one SK progress. Progress bar. Casing looks good. All right. Progress bar. This is going to, of course, subclass the progress bar we already have. And I'm going to go and grab this. Although that bool's not even a binding, so why is that a binding? Yeah, we're killing that. We're going to fix this API today. I don't like that at all. Let's fix the API first, because that's bugging me. Remove. No, we can leave it there. I just don't like messing up the commits, but we'll be smart about our commits. All right. So we're gonna remove this. Go die. Go die in a fire. All right. Much better. Now that's gonna break everything. I wonder what that's going to do on for our UWP and WPS stuff. So doing this might break the build everywhere, but it's okay. All right, so let's go delete this because we don't need to map that property anymore. And we don't need this one. Much better. Hey, Luce, how's it going? Welcome. Why would a handler have a throw not implemented on dispose? That sounds problematic. And why are we overriding it then? You're not gonna do anything, don't override it. Oh, it makes you. This one doesn't need to do anything to dispose it because there's nothing on the view, but we still don't want to throw. Weird. Weirdness. All right, so now that that control is cleaned up, let's go check. Where I don't know, sorry, projects, Comet. Let's go into the other platforms and just fix them. Yes, you'll notice there's a GTK there. They're hacking on that on a plane, so it's just old dead stuff showing up. Let's go to, nope, not forms. Mac we have here. Let's look at Android. No, Android we just did. UWP. There we go. Handlers. Does this have a progress? It does. Oh, I forgot. I was playing with themes, trying to make. I don't know why I was playing with themes. I just was. But actually, woo, sorry. Emails were on my screen. I need to move that off as part of my setup script. All right. Yeah, I was playing with themes, so I got the synth thing. Is that readable on stream? Can you guys read that? If not, I'll change it. I don't know. I was just bored. All right. We are going to fix all these. Is it readable though? Can you read it? That's my main concern. If it's not really usable, then I'm going to ditch it for the stream. Going back to it later though. Also, I'm excited. Yesterday I decided I'm going to up my Perfect, we'll leave it. I'm going to up my live stream game and I bought a new mic. So I'm going to have the like proper mic on an arm. Yes, I will look like a real content creator. It's going to be exciting. All right, so progress. This one doesn't have a progress one. All right. It should. It's easy enough to build. Maybe we'll do that later. No, well. All right. So we have UWP, WPF. That's done. Let's check Blazor because Blazor might have one. I'm going to try and do this without breaking the build. So, like I said, the goal on these things in Comet is really to keep these controls as simple as possible. So a progress bar really only needs a progress. This whole indeterminate thing, no, we'll add a spinner, right? Or we can add an indeterminate progress if that's what you want to call it. But, you know, it's a spinner. And that'll be fun to build in Skia. I'll have fun with that one. Okay, so we have that. That's better, much better. Let's make sure our progress bar works. I will commit that. Yeah, hopefully I'll sound better on a proper mic. Who knows what I sound like right now. All right, so this looks like that's good. We're not going to check that in yet. Do that in a separate commit. Removed is... All right, so now what we can do is we'll work on the Skia implementation of that. Everything build. It built. It should have. Progress bar samples. No. Samples don't build. I just broke the build. No. I already pushed that too, didn't I? All right, we're just going to push it. Hasn't finished building yet, but what could go wrong? Do we not have a progress bar on Mac yet? I found a good control to work on. Let's do this. Maybe we'll fix the UWP with the WPF one while we're at it. All right, so I am actually going to be lazy and copy this because the APIs are almost identical. Except it's going to be called like NS progress bar. Do we have an abstract control handler? Yes, we do. What's its namespace? Mac.handlers. We'll be consistent. NS. See if now IntelliSense will pick that up. No, but I thought there was. I can't wait. Mac OS. I can't wait until we can use NS Progress Indicator. Until I can use just do the iOS stuff, get all that stuff working. We don't have that working in Xamarin yet, but it'll be awesome when it does. Using AppKit. Perfect. Alright, so now I can copy this. Oh, I don't have Keycaster on. I keep doing the wrong key presses because I've been working on Windows too much lately. Most of my break, I worked on Windows. Value. Alright, let's click into this thing. And what? Advancing the progress. Increment by double value. That's the one we want. All right. How's my break? My break was great. It was kind of weird not coding for so long because I code a lot. And so that was kind of odd. And I really didn't code much. I spent some time but yeah. It's right. I know what you meant. Public, why is that complaining? Oh, I spelled is progress bar spelled wrong? Oh, it's on the Mac, it's spelled wrong. Let's rename that. So I worked on some Unity stuff though, which was actually really fun to work on. I keep working on VR stuff because I enjoy it. I'm not very good at it, but I was working on it, and I always get stuck because I like building really difficult things. I can't start easy. I don't know why my brain doesn't work that way. And a single player VR game is pretty easy comparatively to do. But the moment you start doing multiplayer, everything falls apart. And I actually might be able to get to do some of this for my day job soon because I found an interesting way, and I need to finish prototyping it. I have it partially working. My network, I've started a little library that just takes care of all the setup for VR and networking, including like grabbing items, replicating if I like throw it or whatever it happens across, which is pretty cool. And then I can do something with Azure to do the networking, which is kind of cool. Like there's no easy way of doing that, but it shouldn't be too hard to finish that up. All right, so now Mac has a progress bar. Let's go register that. Now that I added it, so I wonder what else is missing. Oh, I forgot. We took out the web view a long time ago. Okay, registrar.handlers.register. All right, perfect. That's now registered. Set up nice. Right now, a lot of my day job involves Comet, which is kind of fun. So that's why I've been streaming a lot about Comet, because it's what I get to do for work right now. But various other prototypes. I have some other things I'm working on as well. It's not pure Comet, but there's a lot of Comet. Right now, it's just really checking out new technology and finding how to make our products better. And Comet is one of those. All right, so now Mac should work. Maybe we'll test it. Let's run it. Let's run the Mac one. I wonder if we need to set the min and max to 0 to 100. That's a float, so it shouldn't be. I wonder if that's even right. All right, which one of these? Oops, I'm used to a window or a map. Can you not scroll? Oh, wait. What's it doing? One sec. Developer tools are activating. Something crashed. Let's find that progress bar one again. Force quit that one. Now my developer tools has my password. It should. Progress bar, sample one. Nope, something's blowing up. Which cast is invalid? State double. New timer. We have a state. All right. Where is this line? I don't even know what this is. That's interesting. Does that work on iOS? Like finding bugs. But there's actually a couple prototypes I want to build that depend on Comet for some new future products and stuff. So it's a good excuse to work on it. Why did I switch simulators? All right. Progress. Is that up higher? Is that working here? No. Yeah, that just seemed odd. It didn't make. So what's the state object? Where did that ever get set? This is just bad code. Where did they ever set the state? New timer. So how could that object ever be a state? What are they even doing with that? Is the percentage argument to the timer constructor now? I'm not seeing. So right here they're doing new this. Oh, that's a float. Float double. All right, yes, because they're passing that as the percentage. That should have an invalid. How'd that ever get? Who wrote that code? Do I deal with git blame? All right. I think I know who wrote that code. All right, that's better. Except that's weird that we're doing 100. Because typically if it's a float, it should be between like 0.1, right? Not 10. Does everyone else agree on that? If you're doing it as a float, it's like 1 is full. Right, but this is saying the value. Am I correct on that? His progress bar is bound to this percentage. Like, we might be fixing this thing everywhere. So current we'll do current plus point. All right. Now let's go look at these progress bar handlers. Oh, I know. Mint. Oh yeah, look, look. Oh, nonsense, nonsense. All right, so that was the iOS one. Fix all these progress handlers. Oh, that's an int, so that one needs. Well, that's lame. But this one I'd rather. You just don't do a float. It was an integer. Yeah, float. Perfect. All right, so that's the Android one. Let's go look at the Mac one that I just did. All right, so let's run this again, make sure it works the same way. All right, so that's better. I know that percent thing looks weird as the title, but let's leave that running. And let's go fix that. Progress bar sample one. I need to fix that with my list views. There's totally a layout bug that causes that every once in a while. Ooh, too far. Progress bar sample one. All right, now let's go look at this code. Platform samples. All right, so value. Easy enough. And to be honest, we probably should do. There is a. Try to remember the. I never remember the string formatters. C# float to percent string. Thought there was one that's just. Is it? Aha, here we go. .toString p2. That's so much nicer. It's just that .p2. That's what I'm looking for. All right, so what we'll do here. Isn't that nicer? There we go. See? Proper. Proper. Much happier with that. And maybe we'll just do like 0.11 or point. How much slower is that? My question is, Do I need to do it like by that to get the increments? It's a really slow progress, but I like it. Alright, that actually looks better than the super fast one anyway. Alright, so that's better for the progress. We just did all three of the ones that are in here. Let's go check our other ones that we fixed already, but is this Blazor? And that's kind of this B progress bar. Components. Width is see if that does it. Might not. I don't know. That should be a float, but oh well, we'll leave it as it is. Alright, so we've done that one. Let's go do there's only a UWP, not a WPF. So if I could compile, we can remote into my Windows machine and fix WPF, or add WPF if we want. Alright. So this just grabs the value directly and doesn't set. So just check this really quick because I don't know its API. Alright, so progress bar. And does it take integers? Okay, so yeah, we'll just do value times 100. For safety. Alright, so now that one's fixed. We're just going to commit this and let CI fix everything for us. And actually, let's double check the Mac one because we can run the Mac one. Make sure that's good. Yeah, if we were doing between 0 and 100, I would want those to be as integers, not floats. Just because it's weird doing a float and not using 0 to 1 on a percentage-based thing. Alright, let's go debug that one. Oh, I should set the min and max, shouldn't I? On that one. Alright, so when we create this thing, min value equals 0, max. I don't know if that was hot reload or not. Actually, I could have. Oh no, I could look and see if it did. This would have told me it was connected. No, it didn't work. Why'd that window get so tiny? Alright, so progress bar 1. Oh, I got keycaster and then didn't put it into the right place. Looks good. So what if we... Oh, that did reload, didn't it? Well, I'm doing something very wrong with this thing. And it's funny that in this progress bar, or in that sample, they're doing the new API to join the main thread, which is good, but it's not required because the framework deals with all of that for you. Well, this thing is blah. Won't actually draw until the difference is enough time. Okay, you could theoretically force it to display. Let's just try that, see what happens. Native view dot, was it? No, I didn't mean pay attention. Forgot the name of that call. It says just dot display. That's the old dead one that I'm not force quitting properly. This one still isn't doing anything. And what's with that little weird thing there? Progress sample. Nothing. Let's do. Oh, wait. Let's do that. Set this at 100 and see what happens. I forgot I had that current value times 100. Maybe we can remove that and not do all this. Not doing math each time is always better. Anyone else know this API? We might not be doing the Mac one right now. Alright, can do this. What do you want from me? Is it based on the style? It's a bar. Hmm. And this is why everyone wants to use the iOS APIs on Mac. Because value. Indeterminate is set to true. Why is that the default? Alright, let's see what this does. Poor APIs. Or be smart. Say, hey, he's setting values. This should not be indeterminate. Alright, that's now white. That's doing it. Do I even need to set those values? Like, what's its default? Looks like I need to. Didn't this have a text on it, though? Progress bar sample to what do? Just a new progress bar with nothing. Why would that blow up? All right, well, we've got that now working. Let's commit what we have. Of 0 to 1F. Push that up. soon we'll get to work on the Skia version. All right, so let's just check this. Whoops, too far. Why am I blind today? I know it was above the Swift stuff. There it is. All right, so that one's working. Press play. I just want to see what's null. All right, unhandled exception. This is on line 36. Why in the world would the native view be null? All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna just debug that again because I want to see if we can fix that. That makes it's weird, very very weird. All right, so oh that's one. Never mind. Now I'm stuck in a loop. Back. A breakpoint there. Let's step into. Oh, that timer doesn't stop. All right, so this is why. Let's go to progress bar sample 1 and let's fix that some more. Look, once it's created, this timer's never, ever, ever stopped. Why is it not disposed on these ones? All right, on iOS, this disposes it. And actually, we actually do have some of the lifecycle events. I just don't know if they work on Mac yet. Let's just see. I know those work on iOS and I think Android. And I'm not sure if they work. Nope, that did not. Oh, wait, let's go to. All right, yes, the unappearing doesn't work. The dispose. Let's go to the Mac Navigate, because that's where the disposing's supposed to happen. On navigation, when we go backwards. All right, view controller, push. On pop, pop back. On iOS, we called the dispose on that. Actually, does the view controller do it? Either way, where are we thinking? So whenever we do pop to view controller, we do this. All right, so let's look at this one. On this one for pop, and in here we have, I don't know what the base type is on these. What? All right, so I have inside of our extensions, the Mac extensions, we should have something to where it gets or create a view controller. There we go. So we need to cast this. Oh, that should work then. All right, so now on Mac, that should properly call the dispose. Fixing all kinds of little things today. Exciting. All right, so we'll do. Now let's press back. Dispose get called. Now we're not going to get all those into our progress bar. Progress bar handler, that's the UI one. I want the window one, or the Mac one, so we can fix that one. Windows, just close everything. All right, so now let's go into platforms, Mac. All right, so now let's see why this is null. Oh, that could have been. Say what? 36. Ew. This is null. That's the problem. There is no binding value. Accurate crash. So this goes back to what I was talking about when I first started, how the controls, I changed it to where if you don't pass into any binding, there's a value that you can get the from the actual control. So it'll still work in draw even if you're not bound to anything. Because when people are building originally, they never bind to anything. So we need to make sure that actually works. There we go. That looks right. Why is it not blue? Why does this all look disabled? It's working but looks horrible. Aspect ratio is off. But it is working. Alright, so let's commit some of those changes. We're going to do these a little bit separate. We're going to do this one by itself. Fixed Mac lifecycle. This can disregard. We don't need that. Let's do that. Let's now go check and see if iOS crashes the same way. And then hopefully we'll get into building a new control. All right, from there, that shouldn't be too bad because we have a Skia handler for the slider. So we're going to make it to where the slider handler shares drawing code with the progress bar, which will be pretty sweet. Actually, I wonder in material. I just want to see what the two look like. So we've got that. Is this one a lot thinner? Well, that's kind of cool. Is that the same width? I think it is. All right, yeah, we're going to use the exact same drawing code. We're going to do the same thing. All right, so I just want to check. It's driving me nuts. Sample 2 blows up the same way. Let's find all references to this thing. And inside of each of our handlers, this one uses that properly. That's null checking. That's a test. We can leave tests how they are. Okay, that's doing good. Most of these are actually null checking. All right, so let's null check everything. Oops, question, I did that wrong. Put the question mark in the right place. Very useful. All these do. Can't see that one. That's passing that in. Null label should be fine there. Well, actually, let's. I don't know why that would ever be null, but we might want to do this on Windows as well. Just find all references. That is the slider, and I fixed it so that can't ever be null. So the slider handlers should be fine because I fixed all that. Because I need to be able to set them when I'm doing the Skia one. Alright, that's looking better. Much better. Alright. Alright, so let's make sure that builds. Then we're going to commit all those new handler updates. Alright, perfect. Liking it. That's getting better, guys. This is getting much better. Alright, so now that we've done that, we can actually go do our Skia one. Wow, we got sidetracked there. Let's get the controls open I want. I'm going to close all that, close the samples, go to Skia, open here. We have our Skia progress. Let me actually switch topic. Actually, I'm going to take a really quick break. I'll be back in 2 seconds, and then we will continue on this. So, 1 sec.
If I'm not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer.
Unmute myself. Sorry about that. I'm back. All right. So let's change our topic. Building. Oh, wait. Topic. Building. Let's put a. There we go. All right, stream helper's off and going. Perfect. Let's work on this. And so we're going to start by doing this like default thing, which is the SK progress bar and the progress bar. The reason we do this is it allows people to override just the Skia progress bar and use the Skia drawn one anywhere they want inside of a native view. All right, so we have our progress bar. Let's jump over and make sure we do this right. What we'll want to do is we're going to just grab these and we're going to put them right here. And now all we do is base value, and we don't even need this stuff. All right, now we're going to do there we go. Now that is right too. I don't even think we even need them in a different line like that. All right, so now that we have those done, we're going to jump over and start the handler now. So we'll do add new class. On these, we're just calling them prog bar handler. Now I'm going to just jump over to the slider one. All we do is we grab this. We're going to do the same thing here, except instead of a slider, it's a progress bar. Now I'm going to change some of this. So right now we have this draw track and draw progress. These are not going to stay here. We are going to do all of this. And if we go to progress bar, We're not progress bar. We don't need that one anymore. We're gonna go to the handler, and we're gonna put this right here. Let's change this to progress. All right. And the nice thing is, I don't even think we're gonna need the slider stuff anymore. So we're not gonna do this. That goes away. Now, this gets a lot easier on the slider one here. We don't even need this mapper. Actually, what we will, but we're going to say instead of skia control, we're going to say progress bar handler dot mapper. We're going to use, can we not chain those that way? And it's a type T thing. We can't cast that down. Well, that's sad. That one's fine anyway. It's the drawing one that we're going to want to do that on. So what we're going to do anyway, instead of this, let's go grab this draw progress. We're going to leave them the same. It's fine. Progress handler. We're not copying and pasting that much code. That's really all we're copying and pasting. All right, now we could interface that, but that's good. Let's go here and do using Skia Sharp, using system.drawing. So now we have draw track, and instead of a Skia control, what's that complaining about? Canvas, progress bar. Right, those are sliders. Let's go grab same H padding stuff. I've been doing the same thing everywhere. And we're probably going to change that somewhere. All right. So draw track. We're going to move the draw track. This has a draw layer. And we're going to put it right here. What's in this track rect really quick? Okay. Default height is 2. Put that there. That needs a semicolon. All right, slider handler again, default colors. Type virtual view. All right, so now we need to go add those in for the sliders. We're gonna have to do all the same style stuff we already did here once. Because we added style stuff for the sliders. Let's So we don't need that for here, which is nice. We can just do .current value. Dot value dot question mark dot current value. Perfect. So now we've got the percent. Draw progress. What did I do on the other one? That's kind of weird. On the slider handler for when we're drawing the progress, progress is a float. Ah. So the question, we'll leave it here. All right, so we're gonna need to go do the two style things for those. For now, let's just do default track color dot to.sk just color. So we're gonna cast that out to a color. Oops. And then we're gonna do the same thing here, and we're gonna come back and add those styles in. I just don't want to get ahead of myself. Default, oops, wrong key. Default progress color dot to.sk color. And I wonder if we can put those into a base control or an default interface. Actually would be really nice for a track. Actually, that might be really nice. I like it. All right, so we have track color, progress color. What's this complaining about? Let's throw in the accessibility stuff. I like how I made that required because I would forget to do this all the time. Now here, we can just do, we'll do typed question mark dot value question mark dot current value question mark 0 dot to string p2. Actually, we'll just do p. I think p is gonna be better. And we'll go change that on that other progress thing too. All right, so the default is going to tell you what the percent is. So I'll just say like what, 1%, 2%, whatever. All right, so what else do we need to do? That should work. Let's go register this. So now if you've been following along to how to build these controls, we create the Skia version. It has two things that it needs. One is the mapper, which says whenever this value changes, go do this. And basically saying, hey, redraw yourself. We had the slider draw mapper, or in this case, we're doing the progress one. These draw mappers are really important because this deals with the order in which things are drawn. Actually, the slider, this injects things. We're going to want this too. All right, public static this. And then we use that, don't I? Right, and then I override. So we're going to want this. We're going to put it right here. We're going to put these together. They should be together. I don't like how they're not together on this one. Let's move them all up here. And then we're going to grab this one, and this one's going to be almost identical, just it has a thumb. Only difference. Now we are going to change these to not be slider. Actually, we will. We're going to remove the thumb. I'm okay leaving the slider, just reusing the slider stuff. And in that case, now we're going to leave that how it is. All right. Now all we have to do is go register this control inside of skia.ui, and this control can be swapped out and added and whatever. So Skia registration, sorry. So inside of here, all we need to do, oops, wrong thing, we'll do register sk progress. So you say what the Skia portion is, then what the native equivalent is, and then you just throw in the handler. Oops, not slider. And then we'll do progress bar handler. All right, so now that'll tell Comet that this is the same as this. So if someone does do like skia controls dot init, which tells it to replace every control it can, it knows to replace this with this control, and then this is what draws it. All right, so now we can just jump over, just run this, and let's go add some code in to actually display this. Actually, really quick before we do that, let's go to samples, iOS. And what I was talking about with this override, there is this line right here. All right, if you run that, it's going to replace all the controls it can with the Skia controls. So now our progress bar should look very, oops, I didn't mean to click. I'm not clicking. Is this not? Okay, it is working. That was just weird. All right, so let's go to progress bar 1. It's not drawing anything. Okay, well, it did swap it then. Draw track is never called. Is redraw ever called? All right. Yeah. View handler. Why is view hand? Oh, that's the text. The text is doing it. Right, because that's even a Skia text box. Why are we not getting that progress handler? Very, very interesting. All right, so let's go to our sample. Let's get some breakpoints in there and see why this isn't working. This is the first time I've had issues with this. All right, so progress sample 1. All right, let's step into this. Oh, no, not step over. We're going to step in. Shouldn't that step in? All right, so let's go to, huh, it doesn't know what state is. How can you not know what state is, but you compile? Are you kidding me? All right, so this is going to do, let's run this. Then we'll drop a breakpoint in there. Value. And that's actually going to be value on both of them. All right, so that is calling that. Now let's jump over and look in our Skia iOS stuff and see why it's not, see if that control is getting it. Should be. It's starting to warm up in my office. It's nice. All right, Skia control handler. This one. So this one should get any and all values. Properties value. Is it view? SK canvas. Oh, controls we're looking at. Okay, so this is the progress bar handler. So it's saying, hey, view handler, update your value. And it says the property is value. This should call into the mapper. And Skia. Just trying to see where that goes. Should do something that does that and then calls the mappers. It's in the Skia place. Override, update values. Nope, not that one. This one. All right, now this one is going to call into the mapper and be like, hey mapper. Mapper has nothing. Am I passing the wrong thing in there? I think this is my mistake. Run. Remove all breakpoints. This is an easy fix, I think. We'll see. All right, so let's go back to the Skia. Progress bar handler. I didn't change any of these. Look, Skia draw control. Oh, no, that's right. Slider. Look. Let's rename this. I can spell progress. Okay, so now when this thing is created, I'm not actually creating and passing anything in. I forgot to do that. All right. Oops. Now the base is going to say, hey, pass in the draw mapper. And then also the mapper. There we go. You do that, and then you actually are going to get draw calls. Because that tells it whenever this value changes, call this method. So when value changes, go do this redraw. And then it'll do its draw call in this drawing order. All right. So now let's do progress sample. Oops. Hey, and look, that looks very, very different now because that is Skia drawn, not iOS drawn. Super exciting. We now have all that's 100% done in Skia and cross-platform, and will look identical in all the platforms. So now let's go through, and I think we have a style already set on. So let's. So I think what I want to do is let's stop this. That was great. I liked it. Let's go into Comet. Or let's go back to the Skia stuff. We're going to add the style things, because style is very important. You have to be able to change the look and feel of controls, or what's the point? Oops, that's Skia. I want the handler. All right. Sorry, turning up my music. All right. Hey, R2, welcome. Sorry, my chat's on the wrong screen, so if you did cats a while ago, I just noticed it. And it looks like it was a while ago. I apologize for ignoring you. I moved my chat, and it's hard. Hey, new cat. I saw that. I wonder if I can make that bigger. Oh well. All right. So, what we're going to do right now, we have these for sliders. And I am going to copy these because I want them to be different. The thing is, we should be able to set sliders and tracks separately based on what they are. So, all right, so this is going to freak out. Perfect. Let's hit enter here so we can see this. Now we're going to set this to progress bar. Oh. No, but that's typed. It should be good. Right? I'm not passing state into that. Wow. There is a... Maybe we add a new one on here. That takes in control state. Oh, I already have one. Hmm. Is that going to break everything? It might. All right, so what we're digging in the bowels really quick for this state stuff. So the whole control state thing is new. Let me comment these out really quick. Make sure I didn't break anything with what I just did. It only caused 2 errors. Not bad. Not bad at all. I haven't done the get yet. Although I thought I did. All right, that was good. All the things are now, let's just commit that. And actually, I need to go into those. Oh, no, that caused lots of issues. All right, so contextual object, style ID. How is there's 1, 2, 3 style ID key value. Whereas this one is string object. That one's a string and an object. How can it not tell the difference? That has 2. This one has 3. Between T, string, object. Oh, because that one then says, I get it. Doing that will fix it. I can live with that. Most people aren't going to ever change those defaults. I'm just thinking through this API implications. I think it's fine. This could break things. I haven't gone and checked to make sure we didn't break anything yet on what's it called? All right, let's go check this out. Make sure I haven't broken anything. Hey, we're still good. All right. All right, everything's building now. Let's now go fix those. So now when we do the sets, see, most things have control states now. Hey, netcodies, thanks for following. So now track color. Look, I set it so you can set them, but then I didn't actually use them. And track color, I don't even know why that's there. All right, so that's how that should be. That one does right with getting the track color. Progress. And then state. And I need there we go. Oh. All right, most people aren't going to deal with this stuff, so I don't mind that change. I'm in like the bowels that very few people are going to have to touch. All right, so now we've got that working. Let's finish our, oh wait, I saw a comma, extra comma. My head itches. All right, so now that we have that, let's jump in and finish our progress stuff. And this one might break someone else. Let's hope not. So ignore those, ignore those. Let's commit this. Allow control state for there we go. The original design didn't have control states, which we know is important. So, all right. So now let's see what happens if I bring, this back. All right, that should be fine. Right now, this is going to sliders. Let's go look at sliders. We're going to copy and paste this. And we're going to do this. Replace that, delete the thumb, because there's no thumb. All right, so now that we've done that, we need to go to our progress bar handler that we created in Ski. Actually, let's finish up our color extensions first. All right. So now you can set the track color. And we're going to do the same thing for, we don't need thumb. All right, so let's go to the end. And instead of slider, progress bar, progress bar, progress bar. Let's finish those up in the environment keys. Okay, perfect, perfect. That looks better. Amazing. All right, we now have style stuff. Now we can jump over to our progress stuff in Skia. And we can throw things in there. All right, I like it. Let's put these now to be the progress. Oh, I didn't do layers yet. And all right, so let's go here and do that here. I'm wondering if we can. I'm going to be lazy and leave those as sliders. That's fine. But now here, we can do this. Bring that back. Now, there's only one thing left to do. Go add styles and build those out. So now that we have that, we are going to go and try and get a color. If I run this again, it all should work and we should see this. And it's still going to see that teal color. We haven't changed it. Even though we have a blue theme. Error. Nope. So now we're going to have a progress bar. And it will sorry, lost my train of thoughts. And it'll still be teal. Right? Even though we're on a blue theme. And if we're flipped to orange, it'll still stay teal. Let's go fix that. Now all that code is done. Let's jump into shared code again. We're going to go work on styles. So we're going to add a new class. Do I still have progress bar? Yeah, style. Okay. So now this style, we're going to go steal the slider style. I like it. All right. Now all we have to do is make it work. All right, so now we have apply button. We're going to do, and underneath that's apply slider. All right. Oh. Kids lost the Nintendo Switch. It's kind of nice when they were tethered to a TV. Oh, and we don't need thumb color. And up here, we have where did I add a slider? Oh, right here. All right, so now we have a progress bar that gets set, and it does not get applied yet. All right, that's done for that. Apply view styles. What is apply view styles? I don't remember what that one is. Right. Oh, it doesn't subclass the view style. Copy paste fail, fix that. All right, so now that it subclasses a view style, actually this should be namespaced. All right, so now that that's done, we should be good. All right, so now let's go to our material style since that's what we're applying. And the only thing left to do is to set that style. Ooh, didn't mean to drag that. So progress bar. That's it. Let's run it. Now we should have a blue, and we'll change the colors just to make sure. Yeah. That should be it. I hope. All right, so now I can't ever find this. It's blue. Color changed. Super exciting. And the cool thing about this is using this material style, you can create your own material, or you can create your own styles, not just the material style. And you'll see that it's not really that hard. With this, I use the material color palettes, where I have a primary and secondary color palette. I haven't done anything with the secondary color palette yet. I'll get there. But I'm able to say, hey, look, a button style. I still love these buttons. I love those buttons. But you'll notice how it does that like fancy color, and it's all getting it from here, which is like just hot. And you can just change those based on what the state is, and then it will animate automatically to that. So cool. So cool. All right. But yeah, you can add your own, build them all, and you're done. That's it for the style. On buttons, I do the fancy things because there's the styled type, which is what you were seeing there. But done. All right, so let's. Oh, I need to really fix that list view bug. All right. So progress bar sample 1, that's good. Let's change the color just to do a sanity check. Make sure it's working. Yeah, it's really exciting seeing that. I'm happy with this. Platform. iOS. Oh, no, I'm in samples, sorry. Samples, iOS sample. And right now we're on blue. Is there pink? There is. I, of course, didn't create these colors. They're whatever comes from material design. So let's check. Oh, come on. Why is that? It's got a hair in my mouth. Ugh. All right, let's go into progress bar. Now our progress bar is pink. That's super awesome. All right, I'm really happy with that progress. Let's go commit some stuff. We're not going to commit the pink, unfortunately, but we will add this. All right. Slider handle. I moved that. That's good. Registration. Oh, did I commit that commented out stuff? I did not mean to do that last time. All right, progress bar style. Good, good. A Skia progress bar. All right, what should we do next, guys? I'm going to keep coding for you guys. Decide, what do I build now? We've done, what Skia controls do we have? Maybe we do something like a switch, something fun. A toggle. Pizza party. You ordering it? I don't know if I trust giving you my address, though. Probably get glitter bombed or something. All right, switch will be good, and we're going to animate it, because you have to animate this stuff. Now, we do have a switch versus a checkbox, I believe. Or someone was working on a checkbox. I just want to verify. Checkbox has not been, it's a toggle. So we have a toggle, but like I said, no one's done I know someone in Discord. Was it Libin that was working on it? I think Libin was working on a checkbox. He has not committed it yet, though. Oh, we'll do the toggle. And along those lines, we just got a radio button in, which would actually be pretty good for doing some of the check stuff, because there's a cool radio button. All right. And I don't know if he did the Skia. That one... Yeah, Jacob was working on the radio button. I'm not sure if he did the Skia one. I think he said no. Just checking Discord. All right, we're just going to continue with this. Let's do a switch. That's pushed up. Skia. Controls. These ones are easy. I like these easy ones. Oh, right. So I even have... I'm going to do that so I can search my disk really quick. I have a something or other. I have a class that I did some crazy nonsense to go and get C# versions of the SVGs. Something with paint code stuff. Is this it? No, that's not it. Sorry, just looking for a file I can't find. It's kind of fun being censored now. I like that. All right, downloads. Actually, I'm going to remote into my Windows machine because I have it sitting on the desktop there. Or I did. Oh, nice. It even went to the other screen, so I can do that without... I can uncensor then. That's... Okay, let's go back. Ow. All right, so let's jump in. Desktop. It's not that one. I did save that, didn't I? It'd be sad if I didn't. I can't see chat because I'm on the other screen. File, open recent. How far back can VS Code show me what it's done? All right, I'm just looking through recent because I had to open VS Code. No, it definitely was not that. File, open recent. It's freaking huge. Or it was. I thought, because it's like the entire material design. What did I name it? Something with Skia in it. Well, this is lame. I can't find that file. Because if I find that, it will have all the code we want. Yeah, this is part of it, but I have a big master one. This was just the slider version. Let me search on my Windows machine for the same thing. I'll be very sad if I lost that master file. It was huge. Maybe I put it. Search this PC for. Can't have too many files on my Windows machine in the Skia#. I don't have nearly as much code checked out there. Let's hope that goes. If not, I do have some old code we can use to redraw it from scratch from my Xamarin Forms thing I did. There's a old stale branch where I drew most of the controls from Xamarin Forms. I'm It's something preview. Preview or test. Yeah, that's the right one. All right. And inside of here, but these were done by me, which are not going to be perfect compared to these other Skia ones. I'm not finding. Computer is still searching. I don't want to file. I wonder if that's even any good at searching. If the Windows index is inside of source code. Had it on the desktop. Well, I may have lost it. All right, so inside of here we have platform Skia. This is where I draw all of the. Do I draw it here or in helpers? I think this is what draws everything. Draw an image, draw a list, draw a button. What's it called in forms? It is called a switch. I really want to find the actual code though. I'm not good at doing draw code perfectly. Where I did that with, there's a project I used called something about Skia to something. All right. This had a distinctive thing, color from our ARGB. This is pretty paint with alpha. That's also pretty distinctive. Let's search my whole computer for this. Paint code, no, that's not. Parse, is it that one? No, it's neither of these. Oh, this Mac. Search my whole computer. Okay, Cairo uses that same thing. Now let me search my Windows machine for that. Alright, I'm gonna have to give up and just try doing this the way I want it. Yeah, it generated all of this. This is like the actual perfect slider from, what's it called? From the material design stuff. John is working on something that'll allow us to do this, but he hasn't done it yet. And so until he does, this, what was the name of that project? It was called, there's a paint code to Skia is what I used. And I ran that. So I took the output from paint code and then I threw that into, maybe I at least have part of it. Let me come look over here really quick at one more thing and then I'm just going to give up and do it. Hey, lucky number 7, thank you for the raid. We're in the process of creating some new controls for this toolkit, Comet, that we're working on. I'm trying to find my drawing code so I don't have to do it from scratch. But no luck. No luck at all. Failing on searching for that. All right, the Windows search is failing me. All right, let's just do this, guys. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do sk. Oops, I was typing on the wrong machine. Come back to this one. sk toggle. So we're going to do the same thing we did when we just created our progress bar. So what we're going to do is we're going to subclass toggle again. Jump into here. We're just going to grab this. Yeah, I've been doing Comet a lot lately. It's been my main thing. It's trying to get it to catch on as a real product, and I'm trying to convince people that we need to build this thing. So I spend a lot of time on it, perfecting it. So yes, for those of you who are just joining in, Comet is a C# framework that allows you to build. Once we start going on this, you'll see I can like just code and live see things update on device, which is really, really, really awesome. That's in C#, you just can't do that. Even on the web, you have to refresh things. So it's kind of nice having a framework with built-in hot reload and all that fun stuff. All right, so now we have the basics for our toggle. I'm in the process of writing the entire toolkit. So right now you can target any platform you want, iOS, Android, Mac, Windows, all that fun stuff. And I'm building a Skia front end. So it's all custom drawn UI, and that will allow us to do a lot more things. We can then run it on the web and have it look identical on all the platforms, or run it on a Raspberry Pi with a screen connected. Maybe that should work just fine. You can run it on Linux, anything, which is pretty cool, and have it look the same everywhere. And you can opt into that at the control level. So not all controls will look the same everywhere, just the ones you choose. And so I'm about to do a toggle with animation. And animating custom drawing is typically kind of hard, but I've done all the animation framework into Comet to where it's really, really easy to animate this stuff. All right, so what we're going to do is we'll do controls. We're going to do this as our base for our toggle so you can opt into it. We're going to now go do a new toggle handler. All right, so we have a toggle handler, and this is going to subclass, I can never remember, nope, not that one. I copy and paste my own code because why not? It's going to subclass this funky little guy, and instead of a text, it's a toggle. All right, it is going to want me to do the accessibility stuff, which this will do typed virtual view, which will give us our toggle, and then we'll say val is on value question mark dot current value. So now it's going to pop up and tell the accessibility is just going to be on or off now in its own language. It should, I'd hope. We'll see. I don't know how that works. There might be something fancy we have to do for that. All right, so now that we've got our toggle handler, we need to also grab a couple things I'm going to grab from our progress that we just did. We're going to need this mapper stuff for drawing things. I just like getting the basic stuff. It's not going to be right, but it's going to be close enough. Oh, copied and pasted wrong. All right, instead of a property mapper, this all needs to be a toggle. Toggle, toggle. All right, so toggle dot is on. I don't like that is on name. We may change that eventually because I really don't like that. All right, so now we need to think about the layers on this control. So I'm thinking about where's a toggle control? We have one somewhere. I think the binding sample has a toggle. Yeah. So on iOS, it's nice and rounded. And it has some little nuances with it moving like that. This edits what the layout does, so it changes things. But in a normal instance, it doesn't redraw everything and things don't move and it just slides nicely. I wonder if there's another example that has that toggle. All right, so for that, we're going to need to draw the background layer, which I think it'll be fun to lerp the color of that as you toggle. So do they do that on this one? It's hard to say. So right now on that binding sample, it's green when it's on, and then when it's off, it's that light gray. That color will fade. We're going to want to make that fade. And then we're also going to want to animate that circle moving. So on this one, we have that shape and background color. And then we're also going to have a shape. What's the material toggle look like? Material controls, components. All right, so theirs is even more different. So they're still using a circle. They just have a border with a clip shape instead. Again, though, those colors are changing. On that one, the thumb, I wonder which one we should build. We'll do the material one. That's what we've been sticking with. So we're going to have that pill shape. And then we're also going to have the circle. Let's just try and draw that. Let's screw my old drawing code. I think we can do this one. This control, we're going to want to change this. So right now, all this is with the sliders. Let's go add the new layers we're going to need. For this one, to draw this with layers, we're going to need its layers. It's going to, we'll keep the track. That track works. That name works. And then we also have the thumb. With all of these being used a lot, I may reorganize the ski environment key stuff. All right. I like that. That's good. Just making sure that was all we needed. So we're going to change this now to toggle. Sorry, my music just got lame. I need to go fix that. All right, new station. All right, so now what we'll do here, we will do public static void draw track. And let's go to progress handler and just go grab that because I can't even remember the signature of that method. Perfect, that's all I needed. And then toggle, toggle. All right, so now this one is going to be draw track, draw thumb. All right, let's bring in the missing, is it that one? Using system.drawing, do this one for the Skia stuff. All right, instead of a progress bar handler, this is a toggle handler. Oops. All right, we are getting somewhere. All right, on this one, we're gonna do draw thumb. We don't, all right, the base is now going to go base. We need to pass in our draw mapper. And then the mapper, so that way it knows how to draw and how to interact with those things. So that's done. All right. This is the is on. Actually, I don't think it needs that is on. Yeah, we will. I'm just thinking through how this animation is going to work on that toggle because it's not going. Yeah. All right. And this will be false, not zero, because that is a Boolean. Draw progress is not what we call. We need to do something here now. So we're going to do protected virtual voids. So that way if you subclass this thing, you can override it nice and easily. Or you can always inject into this draw mapper to replace any layer you want. It's one thing that's really nice about this. Design is anybody can interject without subclassing or subclassing, whichever you prefer. All right, so we're gonna need Boolean is on. Actually, I don't think I need that Boolean. The rectangle, because I'm just thinking about the animation for it. We're going to yeah, why not? for now. I might delete that because I don't even think we're going to need that. And then we're going to say the rectangle F rectangle. Oh, and we should give that thing a name, shouldn't we? Virtual void draw thumb, and then draw track. And we don't need this is on for the track. Actually, all right. Yeah, we'll leave it there so that way we know about colors. All right, so now this should be draw thumb, and this one's draw track. Is on. Actually, I don't even need this. We can get access to this thing. What am I thinking? I like that better. And I'll show you why. Because at this level, we have full access to that control. All right. I like it. So now if we look at like our draw track for the progress bar, we are going to do this slightly different because I want to take advantage of having a shape. And I wonder if we should set the shape. All right. I'm again going to go to the slider and we're going to grab some default colors just because we're setting those everywhere. I don't know why everything's teal. It's what the default for the material stuff that we're copying was. So in these handlers, slider handler has the colors I need because I need thumb and track. All right, so we've got default colors. Again, while starting out, I'm not going to do anything with those heights. I'm going to do something different with that. All right, so here we're just going to, for now, comment this out just like we did last time, just to make it easier because we haven't had all those extension methods. The track rectangle, we're going to do this as a rounded rectangle. So if I have a shape, we have a we're just going to do this track and actually that, what's the default? Let's just put it at like 4. 4 is going to be too small. We're trying to, that's half. That's a perfect round. So that's half the height. So let's, how tall are we going to draw this thing? Do I not get to set the rounded rectangle size? Anything aside from a rectangle? I don't like that. I don't like that API at all. Because I would like to make that dependent on that corner size. I guess that depends on what you're doing. Okay, let's think that through. So let's just do, and we're going to set that at like 20, which means this would be at 10. All right, so now we have a track. So now what we can do each time We're centering this thing, aren't we? That's exactly what this is doing. You know, we're gonna stick with the same. No, this thing is gonna have a fixed width. How wide are those things? Anyone have any thoughts on that? How wide? Oh, come on. So, somewhere around 60? Is that 50? 55? We're just gonna make ours 60. Alright, so now what's cool about this is we can override new size with height equals 44. Alright, we're just hard coding those for right now. I'm pretty sure on most platforms that's going to be the same. Maybe we'll do something to change it. But since we want the symmetry with like either rounding stuff, it should be that way. Now, we need to decide. Alright, so now we're going to do that. And let's also circle, thumb. And then what we'll do is we're going to do from the slider had a thumb rectangle that it used for touch targets. And touch size is probably, where did it get touch size from? 44, same thing. All right. So we're going to put this right here with all of our other stuff. We're just going to go 44. Done. All right, so now we have, let's be safe. Ooh, undo, undo. All right. So now that we have this, we're going to do things a little bit differently. We are going to, we have some cool things to draw shapes. So I think we have like, so when we create this thing, we can set what that thing is. So whenever the properties change for like the color or things like that, we can react by just setting it directly on there. So now here, we can say, oh, we haven't done any of those style things, have we? All right, we still need to do that. So when those colors change, we'll react to it. And we'll just set them right on the circle. So that way we don't have to keep recreating those classes every time as we go. And we do have on here, we have like canvas, draw shape. And we can pass in our shape and the rectangle, and it's just going to draw it for us, which is great. All right. So I like that. So using these helpers, it's going to simplify our code a lot. All right. So let's try that. Do I need to anti-alias that paint? Because I don't pass that in. So now that I have this, I should be able to, and I don't even think I need my own paint. Dot draw shape. And this shape, basically we want a pill shape. Maybe we'll add a pill shape, because that's all this is. A pill shape, whether it's vertical or horizontal, is just like you round the corners to be exactly the size of whatever one you're rounding on. So height or width, half of that is what the radius would be. Let's add a pill shape, because that's what I really want is a pill shape. So instead of this, let's go here and add a new shape. Do we just call it pill? It's going to be inside of shapes, right? All right, so we're going to take this because, no, I want the rounded rect. And then subclass shape. These probably should live inside of comment.shapes. All right, and so now what this does is, oh, we need to tell it vertical or horizontal. All right. All right, so corner radius is going to be var radius equals orientation equals orientation dot horizontal. It'll be rect dot height else rect dot width divided by 2. We'll do that. All right, so now we have a pill shape. I like that because that's what I actually wanted. Now I don't have to do anything weird. If we do change all those other things, everything will react accordingly as long as I did my math right there. I think I did. All right. So this will allow us to do a taller pill if we want it to look just like iOS, or a shorter one to look like the material. All right, so track is, instead of that, we have a new pill. And this one, orientation dot horizontal. All right, so now we have a horizontal pill. I like it. All right. So now var rect equals, what were we saying, 20? Oh, I already have that. Rect equals new rectangle f. And we're just going to say 0, 0, or did I give the paddings? I didn't bring the paddings over. We're just going to say make it the size. And width is going to be rectangle dot width. And then we're going to say height, or no, rectangle, I don't know, we know that, track height. All right, so from there, rec.center, I do have a way for you to center, tell it like what the center point should be. So I can just say rectangle center. See, use these magic methods, and now this is going to be so easy to draw. I don't know. Draw shape. We should just be able to say pill. No, not pill. What do I call it? That should have just been called track shape or something. Let's rename that. Let's do this right. Let's just call the shape. Let's go down to the base class for both those in case we change those. So now we're going to say draw the shape, the track class. We're going to say the rectangle is the rect, and then drawing styles fill, perfect. I think I need to give that thing a color. Let me go look at the shape view stuff sample because I can't remember on that color. But I think I'll just set the fill color once. We'll just do it right here. I think I have track shape dot set no dot fill, and now I can just say default color. And we're going to change this so we're not doing that every single time. Actually, let's just do it here. Forget that. Set fill. Default thumb color. All right, and we will adjust that later. But for now, that's right. I like it. We still might move it here because I don't know if that doesn't handle control state stuff. That's right. Let's just see if this thing draws. Let's go now register this thing so we can run this. We're getting somewhere. Let's go back to our Skia registration. We're going to register our thing. I keep doing that. Register SK toggle. And we should only have a progress bar right now. Toggle and then progress. Oh no, my progress. Toggle handler. All right, so now we have an SK toggle. We can go to our sample, our Skia sample. Skia control sample. New SK toggle. Let's also go into our app delegate, because I think on iOS I still have it replaced everywhere. Yeah, I do. I want to turn that off. All right, so let's... Actually, why am I forget I can hot reload, guys. That's the whole point of Comet, and I forget I can do that. Now that we have everything registered and set up, why am I doing that drawing code old school? Oh, I forgot I turned on pink. So funny. All right, so Skia control samples. What I do wrong? I know what I did wrong. I didn't tie in all the drawing stuff, any of it. All right, so what we still need to do is slider handler. Let's go copy what they have here. All this whole draw order thing. We need that. All right, so let's go to the toggle handler. After our mapper stuff, we're going to hook this stuff in and call this. Oh, I don't. This is going to be called, instead of slider, this is put this here. Now instead of progress, we don't have a progress. We do have a track and a thumb. And we're going to insert those in. Did I ever create? I did create a new toggle there. And on our draw layer, we're using that. So let's bring in these extensions. Come on, bring in system.link. And then this brings in our extension layers. That should have told it to draw that. I just want to breakpoints break as soon as we hot reloads. I just want to make sure that call is actually happening. So let's see what's going on with that. Oh, my feet are falling asleep. I've been sitting on them too long. Why am I sitting on my feet? I don't know. All right, so this is happening. Just not drawing anything. What was that shape? Width is 60, height is 22. Why is our... Oh, because it's the exact same height. No need to recenter anything. No, it's not the exact same height. Well, why didn't that work? Because that rectangle should not be that anymore, but that's beside the point. Let's go through our draw shape stuff. Oh, I think I need to do... I know why. Doing the color like I did was wrong. All right, so let's go into... And although we don't have... We still can't put a breakpoint here and get this every time that draw happens for the draw shape. But let's go to the toggle handler and let's pass colors in. Stroke color, default, or let's see what happens with that. Nothing still? Draw rectangle. Let's give that paint a color now. All right, so that's where it's at. Is our pill. Let's force this to redraw. Pill. Notice we didn't lose breakpointing in pill because pill still works. What's our corner radius? 10. And the height is 20, so that should be fine. Right? 20, width is 60. Why is the Y 0? Or 12? Oh, because it moved down. I wonder if that path is right. No, I think that's the problem. I think it needs to do it for the bounds. Oops, why'd I stop? Don't have to stop. I can keep coding. All right, so in here, I am getting this rectangle. Let's just pass in rectangle. See if that draws it. Thumb, circle, rectangle, show color. I know I use this all over the place. I've used this elsewhere. Shape dot get drawing color. That's how the shape view does it. Shape, style. Let's just manually pass that thing in there in case something crazy is going on there. Is there anything else it does in there? Shape.getFill. Oh, it also has a fill. Shape.getFill. I don't even know what that is. That should just be the color, isn't it? Oh, it's not always a color because the fill could be a gradient. Alright, so that's just the color. Oh, so there's stroke color, which we're not doing a stroke. Fill color. That's what the problem was. Check that out. There we go. That's too tall. No, that's not too tall. That looks nice. Alright, I like it. So we don't need to do any of this setting fill color because we're just going to get the color out ourselves. And we'll just do the, I like that better. I like that a lot better. Alright, so that's good. Now let's look at our draw thumb. Why don't I see draw thumb? Let's go put it down below all our draw tracks. We're doing those in the same place. Now this is, we don't need the paint now. You can go away. Yeah, that is simple drawing code. All right, so now let's just draw the thumb. We're going to have our touch target rect was for the slider made sense, but it doesn't make sense here. So what we'll do here though, I'm just trying to think of the nuances of a slider. Do we have a better example where it's not going to do that nonsense? Oh, why is that's something's wrong with the tapping on those. I'm trying to slide, but the first interaction it navigates. I'm gonna have to debug that. And I do have, did I toggle off the Skia stuff? I'm not using Skia controls. That's interesting. Why is iOS tagging that as a tap on first interaction? All right, well, let's go back to our toggle. So I need to have the rectangle, the thing to where I say how far along it is. So we're gonna have a progress. And we're gonna have color, we're gonna have an on color and an off color. And then we're gonna have the same thing for the thumb. Let's look at our Skia material. That's probably about the right height. We'll see. It might be too tall. We'll adjust it. All right, toggle handler. Let's now draw the thumb. All right, that drew the circle, which is the wrong height. And we're going to use this touch target rect because we're just going to move this thing along. Oh, no, sorry. Those sizes are way off. Holy cow, the thing is huge. All right, let's go look at. So if we're saying that's 20, those are going to be a lot smaller. because that's, I mean to zoom in there. So those are bigger. Let's go to sketch and let's just see what the heights are inside of the material dock. Now, how do I zoom way the crap out? This dock is so big. I still have not figured out how to horizontally scroll in sketch. Click on that, and then is there a view, like center on something? Command 3. Isn't there? Where are the toggles on this thing? At bar, at bar, at bar. Banner, bottom button. At least it looks like it's in alphabetical. Let's go find toggle. Oh my music. Tabs? Tabs? Toggle? It's called the toggle on this, isn't it? Or is it called a switch? TOO. No. Maybe it's called a switch. S's are above T's. I know this. Snack bar? Where's the switch? Is there a find? Find and replace color. I don't want to do that. I just want to find something. There's no search. Am I in some like zoomed in thing? Because I thought there was a different view. Because this isn't the view I'm used to seeing. Okay, that's all the bottom bars. There has to be a switch. Which view am I in? No. Getting started. Alright. Let's go to light theme. Haha, this is the page I was thinking of. This one's better. The light theme. Alright. Much easier to find your way around this one. Toggle. Somewhere. Did they not show off a toggle? Or a switch or whatever you want to call it? How is that not in this? Or am I blind? Why not? Button. It's not considered a slider. This view is a lot nicer, at least I found that. Alright, there's check marks. Alright, I don't know what to say. I don't know how I can't find this in here. They show it on their site, and then they don't have it in the sketch. How are you supposed to replicate things? So if I would have found my dot or my thing from earlier, it wouldn't have helped anyway, because this is sad. Very sad. Selection controls. There's check boxes. Switch. This says a switch. Where's a switch? Zoom in. There it is. They call it a radio button? Alright. All right, so the thumb, that's 20 by 20. I want that pill rectangle. It's 14, and that's 20. I wonder if that's... All right, let's try those. Let's try those. And we're not going to do the touch size. We're going to have um, um, 0, and then we're going to say it is, and then we'll take that thumb rect. Well, that didn't center right. All right, well, we're getting somewhere. The fill color's wrong. That's looking better. Oh, and also that width, no, that can't be right on that 20 because I'm thinking about the math. It has to be exactly half. So if that circle, oh, it's 20 by 20, off by 14. That's a 34 width. That's not making sense to me. Is that thumb looking a better size? All right, that means this width. Do I have a track rectangle? You know, when I did that 60, I forgot about scaling. That would be divided by 2, which would have made it 30. No, but the 44 was right for, I don't know. 0, comma 0, and we're going to say if the thumb rect is 20, we're going to say 40, comma, track height. We're just going to try doing this track here. All right, that's looking better. Now we're going to do right. I know why, because I did the wrong rectangle. I made a copy. There we go. All right, except that's not going to be centered. I like it. All right, we're getting somewhere. So instead of centering in that rectangle, it's going to center in the track rectangle. No, but it won't. So it's either going to be dot x equals or it's going to be nope, that's too far. Minus is that too wide though? It is supposed to be smaller. That looks a lot better smaller. You don't need that touch target. All right. So now what we'll do is we're going to animate this puppy. All right, so bar on x equals track rect dot x bar off. No, that's which one's on? Which one's off? On off. Is that the same on iOS? Binding sample. All right, so on is to the right, off is to the left. Done. So off, and then on x equals dot. All right, so now we have our widths. All right, so now what we probably should do is have a void I wonder if we need to, I'm thinking on the first run it should be animated. It should not be animated. And then from then on it should be animated. That might be too, I don't know if I like that. That's right, we're just gonna set the animation stuff anyway. Because if it's animating to off and it is off, it's not gonna do anything. If not, when it shows up, it'll animate on. Which might look funny. All right. So now what we'll do is public void I'm just thinking how we did on the slider. So on the slider, we do something similar. We don't have that public thing because we don't need it. We just do it, we just redraw. There's no animation because normally as you're dragging your finger, it just goes. But this we need to animate. And so it's going to be slightly different because on the slider, you'll notice that whenever the value changes, redraw. For us, when the value changes, we are going to trigger that other thing. So right now on toggle handler, we probably have is on redraw. Wrong. We are going to say, oops, keep losing my parentheses. Actually, let's move this set state stuff in because it is not the global stuff. Oh, except it's not. Let me go. I cannot remember. That's the one I need. We're going to throw this right here. And instead of a view, this is a toggle. Toggle handler. Instead of invalidate, we're going to do control dot set state toggle virtual view comma dot value. What am I thinking? This is virtual view dot is on question mark dot current value equals I don't know. False. All right. Now we're probably gonna have to fix toggle because toggle is not meant to handle state if it's not bound to anything. So it'll be right here, but it's not gonna work on our sample that we have running. So we're gonna need to fix that. Now instead of redraw, this is so what do we normally call these? This is I'm just trying to remember what we call these on every other platform. It has a naming convention. I can't remember if it's on or something like that. So toggle, it's map. That's the one I was looking for. Map is property on. So map is property on. Map is property on. All right. Um, if not has set, we're just going to do this little horrible thing here. And we will do, so var progress equals state 1f else 0f. Oops. So we're just saying, oops, we're going to do a percent. If we do this float with the percent, we can animate that. Can't really animate a true false. How would you do that? But we're going to animate that going back and forth. So if it has not set, has set equals true. And now from there, we're going to say, just like we did on, not slider, what was the other one? Oh, buttons. On buttons, we do the same thing. To where we have a variable that we can read out. And the variable is the current state. And you'll see how we do this. What we do here is we say, hey, the radius, right? Figure out what the radius is, and then we animate it. And we do set the environment with this accent radius. Accent radius is just a static string called this. Oops. And we're going to do the same type of thing on our toggle. All right, so toggle progress. So what we'll do first is, since it's already, if it's the first time being set, we'll say this dot set environment, and we will say toggle progress, and I spelled progress wrong, didn't I? Yes. And we'll say progress, and then we'll say value is the progress. Now what we're going to do is we're going to animate. And the reason we did that first is the first time we're just going to set it. And then it's going to say animate. Oh, we don't need to animate. The value's the same. No point in animating. The animator is smart like that. So then we'll say this dot animate. And we'll say t. And now all we have to do is, I think we, just like in the button one, we can set it. I think we just do the set environment. Oops. I think that's all we need. All right, so now the first time it won't, then the second time it will. And actually, if it's off and was off, it won't matter anyway, because this first one's not even going to fire and do anything because it'll match. Actually, it'll be null, so it won't matter. It will do it. All right, so now in our draw, we're going to go and get that value. So draw track, we're going to eventually add a second color for off. Off is going to be a gray, so we need to change these. Now, do they change their colors as well? Yes, everything changes color. I like that. Default thumb color on, and then we'll do off. And then we're going to do the same thing here for the track. On, off. Now those colors are way the heck off because they have this light gray. Which I can't get the color. We ran into this last time. Oh, it is telling me the hex right there. All right, 151, 151, 151, 0. That's the off track, right? Off track. Oh, and it's right there. I can see it. All right. So we're going to copy those colors. And then that one is 100. And we're going to animate this color too. But all we had to do is that animate byte. Now that we did that animate bit there, it's going to be super easy for us to then animate between these two colors based on that progress percent. All right, and then track on, we'll leave it the same. Track has a color, right? When it's on, it can be the lighter color than the darker color. And then, of course, white is all zeros, right? I can't remember. Actually, it doesn't matter because we'll just say track off color, thumb off color, color dot white, not wheat, white. All right, once we get this going, I'm probably going to have to end. I have to go cook dinner tonight. Default thumb on. Default thumb, or no. What's up with my music? All right, so let's go back to our sample. All right, so it's on, and it thinks it's on. We will, for now, let's go to our sample, and let's make it to where we have a state so we can toggle it. I'm wondering, on the iOS one, can I slide it, or do I just have to click it? All right, that's in binding sample. I can slide it. Actually, no, it auto does it once you get to a certain point. When you click on it, it grows though. I love that. That goes back to our states though, how we can draw selected states. What are you doing? All right, so yes, I can slide it here, but it doesn't move until you get over the halfway mark, and then it just goes. Actually, there it goes. Huh, that's interesting. But I think I'm just gonna do a tap for right now, and we'll deal with the sliding next, because that's totally different interactions. That actually shouldn't be too bad. So let's go to our Skia control sample. We have our control. Let's go make the Skia control sample have something to back it. And then I'm going to remove that. I might not remove that today. All right. So read only state Boolean. And this is toggle selected equals false. All right. Now this does not reflect that. So for now, let's just make sure this is, where's our toggle handler? All right, so toggle handler is on that. Right now, what we're going to do is based on that percent. So now this x is going to be off x dot lerp. The end is going to be on x, and then the progress, we need to get that progress. So now var progress equals this dot get environment. We'll do float, and we might change that to a double since this wants doubles. And the key is, we call it something, oh, it's right there. Toggle progress 0. Oop, what that is 0. So if there's nothing, say it's false. And now we're going to lerp on that progress. And it went off. You see that? That worked. Now if we jump over, we don't have touch interaction, so that's not going to work. So if we go to our sample, let's close some stuff. Sample, and we set this to true, it actually did animate. See that? Isn't that awesome? Now our colors didn't animate yet. So let's do that. Guess how that's going to work? Same exact thing. All right, so let's go to our toggle handler. Oh, I love that part. This is the part that makes it super exciting. All right, so now var fill color. We're going to move this down. Fill color. Actually, we're going to do the same thing. Is going to be thumb color. We do on first. No, off first. Now default thumb, or we're on the thumb, right? Thumb color off. Dot lerp, comma progress. Now, where's our sample? Oh, why? It animated to 0, or to white. It needs a stroke. So we don't have to add a stroke. False. Spell true right. And the color animates. Oh, when you get to this point, it's just so exciting. I don't even know how to explain it. All right, do they have a stroke on these ones? They do. Oh, they do a shadow, not a stroke. I don't have shadow support yet, so we're just going to do a stroke. We are going to be on this draw shape, draw thumb, rect fill, stroke, color dot light gray. And the stroke width is 0.5f. And I might need to tell that to be a stroke and fill. Yes. Oh, that's forward drawing style. Is before drawing style stroke fill. All right, that's perfect. So, and actually maybe we only want that stroke color on the off because that looks funny there. It does. So we're going to animate that too. All right. Var stroke color equals off is going to be color dot light gray dot lerp color dot transparent and progress. So let's put stroke color in there. So now when it's full, it should do that. Looks better. And now when I go to the sample, false, has a thumb still. All right, now let's do the same animation things. Oh, it's so exciting seeing this animation stuff. I don't know why, guys. This just like gets me so excited. All right, we're gonna do the same thing. Again, this is just colors though. So now the default color is, we need to get this progress out. Oops, I copied the wrong stuff. Copy this. We're gonna paste that there. Default track off color dot lerp progress. All right. And, oh, progress. I need to put in, oh no, that's right. All right, so, oh, you'll notice it's light gray now. And now let's turn it on. Oh, so exciting. All right. So now for our toggle, all we need to do is one more thing. I want to verify from the inside of our slider handler on the progress change. All we have to do is I did percent changed on that. And we're probably going to do the same thing, but we're not ready there yet. But we'll just for now say we're going to void oh no, we're just going to say void toggle. And we're going to save, I'm in there, right? Where we set the state, we're going to say bool current state. All right. Now we have our current state. So now toggle, we're going to say typed virtual view question mark dot, and actually change this to a setter on, or a method on toggle. I would do it now, but like I said, I'm gonna have to go turn on the grill and cook dinner. All right, so type virtual view dot is on. Oh wait, there's a dot. Oh no, that's the action. Never mind. And that's another reason I don't want those actions being called outside of like that. All right, so is on. We'll say if binding is not equal to null, binding dot value equals dot, oh no, dot set, and we will pass in current state equals not current state. We'll toggle that first. And then we will also, shouldn't have to, if there's a binding, then we'll just say else set state. All right, perfect. I like that. Actually, we'll do that. All right. Oh, and we have a toggle. So now what we want to do is override end interactions. This one. And we'll say if inside toggle. All right, so now I should be able to click. Curse that. All right, let's stop and start. That should have, but I don't know why it didn't. Uh-oh. Oh! I need to change that toggle to be toggle value. That broke everything. That's why it didn't hot reload. The code couldn't build. All right, we're gonna do this and then we'll be done for the day. This was exciting. Toggle control, you guys requested it. We did it. I think it's done. Almost done. Close. Let me, excuse me, get over here and we're gonna click this button with animations. The border goes away, comes back. Oh, that is beautiful. Oh, the drag did not work. If you drag and go out, it will. No, no, dragging doesn't work yet. And I don't grow it when you click on it. We'll get there. So eventually, there's going to be a lerp between shapes. And at that point, we'd be able to have a shape which would just turn to a pill. I could do a pill and then just right now set it to square, else make it wider. That'll be the easiest thing to do. So on selected, it just is a little bit wider. It goes like that. But I like it. We haven't done to do. I need to put some to dos in here to get the color out too. Um, throw that here too. And I'm going to call that a day. Let's get this stuff committed. We're not going to commit that. We are going to throw that in, and I need to do it without that toggle. If I remove that right now, it's going to blow up. Actually, I may have made it not blow up. Let's try that. I can't help myself. SK toggle. No ski control sample. Oh, I made it work. Progress blew up. This one doesn't. But if you were to check the value on that toggle, it would not be right. That's right, we're going to do that. Oh, I love that. Love it, I love it, I love it. Super exciting. That was fun. That was really fun to build today, guys. All right. Well, on that, I think I'm going to be done. If any of you guys want to request I work on specific things as I'm coding on the next controls, I don't know what control I'm going to build next. Tweet me, leave me a comment, ask me questions, email me, whatever, and we can decide what control to build next. Toggle was fun. I'm glad we did that. That is an awesome control. And really, that's not much code. That's just boilerplate. Again, setting the animation and animating it. And that's it. That is our drawing code. 100% of the drawing code, 100% of the animation. Really, that's our animation. That's pretty freaking awesome. I love this API. Really excited with it. All right, well, I'm going to commit this and wait. I did the progress bar and the toggle in the same commit. That's awesome. All right, added SK progress. Let's do them separate because that's just too much. Oh, and I didn't add a progress bar into the Skia sample stuff. Oh well. So progress, no toggle, progress bar handler, no slider, or no. Okay, it says nothing changed. Toggle, illustration. Oh, I committed some stuff and not all of it, so I broke the build. All right. Added SK progress. What? Okay, let's go check if I broke the build. Now, this is not what I wanted to do. As if I did, yeah, it's like I don't know what that SK progress thing is because I didn't commit it. Let's just what in the world is Git doing? Oh, that's not me blowing up. That is the build blowing up. So I didn't forget to commit something. That was Git being dumb for the GitHub app. All right, added toggle. Added Skia toggle and pill shape. That is awesome. Maybe next time I will make the pill animate when you click inside the pill. That's just cool. All right. Perfect. Let me push this up. If you guys hang out, we can raid somebody. I'm looking to see who's still raiding. Um, one sec. Let's go check out Robert Tables. He's off working on something. I'm gonna press my stop button, and then I'm going to initiate the raid. So let's do it. Hey, R2, you're still hanging out. Did you like that? The animation was crazy cool. All right, bye.